It's December 17th, 2021. Yesterday I snapped a photo of a car that had a symbol on the back that read U.S. Marine Corps. It was red, black, and then it had like a globe. It had a yellow eagle on it. It's a seal of some sort that they use locally. Again, I'm not up on their secret service and their specialty, but I know people somewhere in the world know. This morning, after I walked out of the school, there was a pile of clear plastic bags with shredded documents in it outside of where the garbage whatevers are. I don't know what that means. I do know it's relevant though, because it's not, there's not normally, it's an unusual event, let's put it that way. I just don't know who it's intended for and who the collection unit is supposed to be. Well, I've got a floating, what I call floating issue of many different pieces and zero valued. Like, I mean, there's so few silver coins amongst the Lincoln Monument that's going on at the moment, in penny terms. It's not a shiny penny, it's a dull, dark, been doing this for a long time kind of a penny, like sitting around, just whatever, turning darker and less shiny. At least in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. Also noticed, by the way, I did get one shiny penny. It turns out, I might have more than one, but I found one in my discovery. On the back of this penny, with a date of, I think, 2018. On the back of it, it has no longer the Lincoln Monument building, or it no longer has the monumental building on the back. It now all of a sudden has some form of a shield, which is significant of major change and major scary things going on, along with the fact that I found a defaced nickel, which is no longer just the profile, it's now a full frontal. Monticello still on the back. And then my bird went missing on my Washington. So these are significant facts. I just don't know how they tie in with whatever's going around here and the management change that looks like secret installation of armed militia, but in the wrong ratios, based on the fact of what the main function of this territory is. I have to think about this. That was after I reported yesterday about the CBD oil. There was a Toys for Tots donation box with the same seal, but not in a color coordinated, just the symbol on the side of the box. Not making, I'm not making judgment. I mean, as an Empress egg from Little America, I'm not making judgment on CBD oil, people who have cancer, pain, who use it for medicinal purposes. I'm not making judgment on that. I'm also I am bringing up, however, the psychological disorder that goes along with is being abused. There are some people who need, at certain times, based on the acclimate, the inside, if I use my goldfish in a 10-gallon tank with green algae on the outside, the fish that's in that position is not psychologically damaged necessarily, but it may be having and experiencing something that may require a slight chemical relief, which is what I believe they use CBD oil for. They don't use it as a hallucinogen for enjoyment and entertainment. Some do, but there are others who are going through treatment, and the humans find they prefer the idea of that CBD oil more natural as opposed to an opioid that comes in a synthetic pill format of a chemical compound. At least that's what I've heard the humans speak on. There's that. There was something much more significant I needed to mention, and now the light is coming through, and it's like it just wipes away what I needed to do. My sunglasses disappeared out of the house. I've been wearing these glasses because I went searching for my sunglasses and they're just totally gone. Things like this happen. I don't know why. I have to pause this for a minute. Same day as I saw these shredded documents outside the schoolyard, the shrouded school, with some Marine Corps representative inside the building. I don't know who it is. I don't know what they look like. Although I also saw same school won some kind of showcase award within New York City. I don't know. My son's yesterday I put up on Fear Factor a clip. My son's the one locked in the box, and there seems to be cockroaches that keep coming in and out and piling up inside of the translucent box, which is now the shrouded school. So I'm a little confused as to, I saw somebody get off a bus from Jamaica with her son and run into the schoolyard. I see people in big suburban, almost like secret city, whatever, vehicles, dropping their kids off. It's a little confusing how they threw this all together. But I'll tell you that I'm the only mother that looks like Johannes Vermeer's mother. And looked like Johannes Vermeer. I'm sorry, the girl with the pearl earring, the painting by Johannes Vermeer. So I'd be the girl with the pearl earring. My son would be my clone descendant that also looks, but he's a male. Today is extremely warm for December. And my legs in my hind haunches area, as I was walking, it was like the magnetics were turned up so... First of all, I didn't see any birds. The other day I saw a huge arrangement of seagulls for the first time, because normally, I mean, we live close to the bay, but there's really no seabirds that come out. They stay, I suppose, more closer to the water. indicative of something. But the other day I did a whatever to the camera outside NYPD about the fact that there was, and my son and I were pointing, there was a huge amount of seagulls for the first time in I don't even know how long, which meant something changed. Today there was no birds whatsoever. We saw like an alouette, like a lark, or sparrow, I don't know what they call them, but it's hard to breathe again. And my legs, by the thigh, haunch area, very difficult to move. Sometimes the magnitude comes in through my heels and makes my heels ache. I don't have that today. Today it's specifically haunch area that feels like some extra weight was added for some reason, unbeknownst to me. And last night, Nucci came home with a book on earthquakes. Now I read front to back. It was a small Smithsonian book. It was on earthquakes. It was speaking about Japan. It had some tectonic plates. It had a flat version of the map or the Rapoggle, but a different cartography meaning for topography. It was labeled for a different purpose. But again, it made me, the reason why I read through it is because I'm not an aficionado by any stretch on earthquakes or on that form. I know there's people who studied a lifetime to get to wherever they are. I'm not challenging you whatsoever. I find you interesting. I just don't know who you are. On that note, the small possibility of earthquakes happening in New York, there's apparently some big fault line out just off the coast. I don't ever hear anybody talking about earthquakes in New York or an East Coast sense in New York. They only talk about California. And the seismic vibrations that I'm picking up, I do not know if it's electric, if it's magnetic. I don't know if, I talk about it like an artichoke. If we're supposed to be in a Brussels sprout and there's somebody, there's different zodiac pieces, and if somebody is miscalibrating one piece and pulling up that one flap of the artichoke, one petal, it will throw off the shape, the size, the tune, and the gravitational field that the humans are walking through. That's what level of uncomfortable but now I feel like they're purposely creating this dangerous, torturous field in order to have, I don't know what. I don't. I was reading the book, and honestly, it said there was a German scientist, but he had a very Japanese name. And I'm like, how could he be a German scientist if he's Japanese? There's so many things that just don't make sense. Why aren't German scientists sounding like German, looking like German, and having German names? Why can't Japan be proud of their scientist as Japan? Why does the man have to mask himself as German? So, this world is just so confusing. But what I will say is that it is so incredibly painful to be left in New York in this state of quantum instability, when I know that there's star maps, star charts, And I'm part of what I call a ruzzle, Ruzzle. It's a 3D mapping system, and the pieces at the moment don't feel like they're aligned up because the humans have kept me in an ozone with a hole in it. That's how we explain that the Ruzzle is not on the correct infrastructure. But yet I don't see anybody putting priority on that. Instead, they're changing the face of coins and they're doing all sorts of management changes. It's ridiculous. There's more important things at the moment, like health structure, that is totally off and coming apart. I need to be put back into the Russell A zone, so this way the seismic differential truncates and then it becomes more manageable. I mean, even the rhythm of my heart and the strike of my pulse is different than the fauna and flora around. Without having to take pulse socks of so many things, I had a real RN in nursing school. She wasn't allowed to write it down. She had a whatever. But I was pregnant with Daniel at the time, and she felt my pulse, and she's like, honestly, I know you have an arrhythmia. She's like, I keep trying to pretend it's not there. She's like, and I don't know if it's the baby, if it's you. She's like, I don't know what it is. She's like, but I'm just, I don't know, I guess witness for you. I'm like, all right. That was in 2002? 2003. So I know that the humans know that I have this different feature that cannot be seen from outside walking on the street necessarily. And I know that the clock, biological clock for atomic timing, has been off. What I don't understand is where there has been no movement or even attempt, from what I can see, to get me to a zone where I need to be at Little America for an Empress egg that, no matter what, still belongs to a specific emperor. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It is Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies broken, and it is Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.